What is up, guys? Welcome back to another fantasy sport podcast. D. Haynes and Doc, we here again, baby. We here again. That's just what we do. Welcome back. This time we are going over the Monday night's game, the Eagles and Chiefs, the rematch of the Super Bowl last year. I tell you what, it's a very, very good game last night and a surprising ending. And also, our waiver wires, who you need and should pick up this week if you are trying to win or stash some great players on your bench. But we'll get right into it, and we'll go over Monday night's game. Doc, what'd you think about the Eagles and the Chiefs?
I think we'll start off with it was not a very surprising ending, especially since I picked the Eagles to win and the Chiefs to win, right?
Yep,
Um,
that's right.
so
Yep.
no, this happens. The same story, same written story every year with the NFL. The Chiefs need to be the underdog going into the playoffs. It's
Correct.
just how they are. They need to be the underdog to win, and they just got set up perfectly to be the underdog with that fourth quarter final drive, third down miss in the end zone. It's painful, and I've read a lot of comments online of posts, and people are backing what's his name,
Scantling.
Scantling. People are backing Scantling like Tyreek Hill is like, you get out there and try and catch a ball in the lights, blah blah blah. But then some
Yeah.
people are making a good point on the other side. You get paid millions to do this, and you are open. So, and you're being thrown the ball by the best quarterback that ever lived.
Correct.
I mean, Tom Brady's still the best, but I do think Patrick's getting there.
Yeah.
Um, so when the ball's laid in your hands, you got to catch it. You're getting paid million, especially when you have three targets, all drops the whole game. At some point, you got to, in sports they say flush the toilet, move on. You got to flush the toilet, move on after those two, and make the third one. I mean, it's a sad ending, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought the Chiefs were going to get it, and Patrick looked extremely pissed off. The fourth down play, you watch him just throw an absolute piss missile like 90 miles an hour at this dude, and it like hits him in the hands, hits him in the face, and Patrick's like, "Oh Jesus, like I can't do anything." So, interesting game. I'm glad that the Eagles came out on top because I picked them. What did you think?
I say a surprise, not because of the score. I knew it was going to be a close game and a fun game to watch. Honestly, I was kind of going for the Eagles, but I did pick the Chiefs. But I say the surprise is just because the wide open drop. That actually lost me this week. If Patrick Mahomes,
In fantasy.
in fantasy, because if he would have caught that ball, I had Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback. I lost by 3 points. That would have won. So that was a little disappointing on my end.
I just know you were screaming at your TV.
Oh,
I just know
yeah.
you were.
Yep. So it was. That's why I say surprising, not just because of the final score, but just because of the drop ball at the end of the game. Now, who said that the Eagles still wouldn't win? They still had quite a bit of time on the clock to come back. But with that circumstance happening, you never know now. So I could see it possibly, being another rematch in the Super Bowl. Who knows? It'd be great for the NFL with money purposes. But other things can happen since. So, but great game. But yeah,
I think the Eagles won the game in a lot of aspects, though, because I have some stats here about moving the sticks throughout the game, and the Eagles won in every single quarter except for the fourth.
Yep.
So, and it was pretty handedly. First quarter, they beat them by 4% on first down. Second down, beat them by 20%. Third down, beat them by 5%. And then in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs took over. But you can't lose 3 quarters of the game and then expect to win. So they were in a position to win, but you can't expect to win at that point. So the Eagles really had it early on and kept the foot down. DeAndre Swift has a great schedule coming up.
Yes, he does.
One of the best running backs to look at for fantasy. If you have him in, put him in because he's going to run the table, especially with how they use him. You're using him in very interesting ways.
Correct.
They didn't get A.J. Brown the ball very much, which is uncommon. But once they start opening things back up to him, it'll get even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you think about it, it's a kind of a pattern this year with the Eagles as of late. Fourth quarters. I mean, they're not necessarily outpacing their opponents in the fourth quarter. I mean, look what Dallas did to them. So I mean, that's something to look out for at the end of the year, if they can close out games or not.
just to mind you that Dallas game,
Yep.
Dallas put up 165 yards in the fourth quarter, and the Eagles put up what, like 19, something
Yeah,
like that.
it was yeah. Yep.
So the fourth quarter is concerning for them, and that's good for a Cowboys fan. So
Correct. Hey, we Cowboys got them again here. What, in like 2-3 weeks
yeah,
at the Cowboys? So that'll be an interesting game.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. But all right, yep. Enough of the Monday Night Football game. Let's get straight into what you guys are actually here for. The waiver wire pickups for this week. Newport, will you start it off for us?
Absolutely. I've been excited about this one, and I'm ready to throw them in there. So my first pick is Tyjae Spears. So from the beginning of the season, if you watched preseason, he's explosive.
Yep.
He's one of the most explosive backs in the league right now. And I've been waiting to this point where the Titans are 3-7. Derrick Henry only ran for 38 yards last week. They have no reason to keep running Derrick Henry. Their playoff hopes are done. They're a dead team. They need to hit the revive button later in the season. Don't even risk getting an ankle, knee, hip injury to Derrick Henry.
No.
Put Tyjae Spears in. And when you put him in, he's going to explode for numbers because he's actually been getting decent fantasy value with, like 2 weeks ago against Tampa Bay, he got 5 attempts and still pulled in 5 receptions for 42 yards in the air for 10 points. He makes the most out of nothing. So once they pull Derrick Henry, Tyjae Spears is going to be insane. I actually have some data here that it says Spears' explosive run rate is the highest in the league among players who have played in at least 6 contests and ranks 4th in yards after contact for players who have played in at least 10 games. So his yards after contact, crazy. He's actually number 1 in explosive rate. So he needs a starting job at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, and guess who they play this week? Carolina, one of the worst rushing defenses in the league.
Everything, but
yeah. So I mean, we'll see how he does there. I think that'll be a good matchup for him, is for sure. And yeah, and for those fantasy managers that do have Derrick Henry, I'd be a little cautious here as of late. I think he had a decent. I don't even know if he had a decent week last week. Now I'm thinking about it, but
this week he only had 38 yards.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think for single-digit fantasy points. So
now I don't. If the Titans do keep Henry in for this week, I think he's still going to have a pretty solid week, especially like I said against the defense that they're going against. But Spears will also have a tremendous week, I think, as well. It's not just on the ground, but as well in the passing game. So, the dude is explosive, as you said. All right, so my number 1 waiver pickup this week would be Zach Charbonnet, running back for the Seattle Seahawks. That's right. He had 15 carries for 47 yards and targeted 6 times and with 6 receptions. Went perfect for 22 yards. Had more attempts actually than Walker. Now, give and take, Walker did go out with an oblique injury during the game. But Zach, and as Walker is still kind of questionable going into this week, I don't really see him if he does go. I mean, you're the doc. How's an oblique injury work?
I mean, it's a muscle injury. Depends on if it's a sprain, strain, or if something's torn.
Yep. So I mean, give it as that. But I'd say Charbonnet right now is looking pretty promising going forward. Seeing Coach Carroll's kind of looks on things as of now. He is going against the 49ers defense though this upcoming week, which might deter him a little bit. But I still think he'll put up solid numbers, as the Seahawks will be able to spread them out a little bit. So just look out for him, especially in big leagues right now. Pick him up if you need a running back or a flex option. He is definitely, in the next couple of weeks, going to be a good target for the running game. So,
yeah, and I think he's pretty much going to be available for everyone on waiver wires.
Correct. I can't remember exactly the percentage, but it's pretty low.
And even in our league, then he's projected 14. Next available 7.9. So the value's crazy for him. And I just want to go ahead and throw out another thank you to everyone in our league because it seems like everyone that I wanted at the beginning of the season that I put in trades for got hurt, had bad seasons, or are just bums. And so I just want to throw out a special thank you to Kevin for never accepting any of those Kenneth Walker trades because they would have hurt me and taken me out of first place.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Zach Charbonnet is rostered in 32.6% of fantasy leagues. So,
yep,
he's out there, guys.
Beautiful. Moves into my second one. I think everyone saw this one coming. One of the best tight ends in the league, probably top 3, I'd say. Third best tight end, went down for one of the biggest offenses currently. Mark Andrews out, so that brings in Isaiah Likely. So as a tight end, the value's there because we know Lamar Jackson checks down all the time. Secondly, this also opens up that offense to everyone else. I think Gus Edwards is going to get more opportunities. I think Odell Beckham is going to get more opportunities. I think Zay Flowers is going to get more. I think you can expect more points for all of them. I don't think any one of them is necessarily going to shine, but I think they'll all get 1 or 2, maybe 3 more fantasy points per week than they would have because of Mark Andrews. I think they'll spread it more evenly. But if you do have Lamar Jackson, I would definitely start Lamar as well because I think it's going to cause him to run the ball a little bit more than he wanted previously. But no, Isaiah Likely being the new tight end and a tight end requiring offense, pick him up.
And I think this is going to be a fun game for Baltimore this week. The Chargers aren't the best defense in the league, and I think the Ravens will take care of that pretty handily. If they don't, I'll be surprised. And when I said that last time they played the Browns, and I was surprised. So I'm just gonna take that. But I think they'll have a pretty good showing this week against the Chargers, and that's a Sunday night primetime game. So we'll see how that works. See how that goes. My next waiver pickup would be Jayden Reed, wide receiver from the Packers. Now, I say Jayden Reed and not Watson or Dobbs, just due to the fact of Reed leads all Packers in receiving yards this year, and he has scored 19.4 points or more in 2 consecutive games. He's also rushed for 46 yards and a touchdown. With Aaron Jones being out, that then leaves Reed possibly having more carries, which is what's talked about with the coach. And he was targeted 6 times as well. So, I mean, he's an explosive player, one of those other explosive players. Love likes to go his way, and he's been finding the end zone as of late more than his counterparts, kind of, and it's kind of putting him over the edge in fantasy value with them. So look out for Jayden Reed. I think he's one of the higher pickups this week. Now it's always kind of hard to see how Packer wide receivers tend to be week to week, but he's been the most consistent one out of all 3 of the wide receivers. So look his way coming up this next couple weeks.
Yeah, moving into my third, I'm actually going to call an audible.
Let's do
so
it.
The guy I had down, I'm not going for him.
All right.
I'm not going for him. I'm gonna pick someone else. Okay, I'm gonna throw something fun in here. All right.
Let's see who you got.
Throw something fun in here. How about Jake Browning?
Oh,
Jake Browning, starting quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jake Browning should be in your starting lineup if you have a quarterback on bye or if you have someone that's just a bum. Okay, don't start him over Josh Allen. All right, because Josh Allen still gets points.
Yeah.
Like, he may throw for 70 turnovers, but he gets points. Okay. Jake Browning arguably is throwing to the best wide receiving core in the NFL. Personally, I think it's number 2. I think the Dolphins have the best, actually. I think that they're number 1 with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. But I think the Bengals are number 2. And any quarterback throwing to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Granted, T. Higgins is probably still going to be out. But
he's questionable.
To all of those guys with Joe Mixon as a check down. I mean, the points are there to get. The offense is there to get. And we haven't seen the value from them because Joe Burrow's been playing with a sprained wrist for weeks, and he hasn't told anybody. He's been playing through it. So he's trying to throw a ball on a sprained wrist. He can't get it downfield. He doesn't have the accuracy. Hopefully Jake Browning, Washington product, comes in and just throws darts to Jamar Chase. I want 12 targets.
He had a good pass. He had a good passing touchdown to him. His one drive. That was nice. That was well put. right in the corner of the end zone, front corner of the end zone.
I like what I'm hearing.
You like what I'm hearing? Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, that's a great pickup as well. And then here's another one that you gotta be cautious with. I'll say this because you have to it's kind of a pickup and stash until you know what the actual outcome is going to be. Because I say that because the Tutu Atwell. Now he used to be a phenomenal pickup and phenomenal. Actually, he was a starter in the beginning of the year when Kupp wasn't playing. Now Kupp's out again. He's still questionable with an ankle injury. If he does not play, I would pick him up. I'd pick him up regardless if you need a wide receiver before you know the news, because if not, it might be too late. So pick him up. If Kupp doesn't play, I see him going off once again. Him and Puka are the dynamic duo like they were in the beginning of the year, and I see him having a great game against a Cardinals defense that's given up a good amount of points lately. And plus, Atwell, he scored 15 or more fantasy points in 3 of those 4 games that Kupp wasn't playing. So just be cautious. Stafford's back. He's got his old old quarterback back that he used to be with in the beginning of the year. So just look him up. Be cautious.
Perfect. So what do you say we talk about our 4 games on the slate Thursday and Friday?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.
Turkey
game?
Day. Packers and the Lions. 12:30 start. The first game of the Turkey Day games.
Yeah, so if you watch football on a regular basis every year, you know that the Lions play all the time on Thanksgiving, and the best team in the NFL play on Thanksgiving every year. So it's always good games. Always something to look forward to. Who you got for Lions Packers?
I'm waiting for it. Going Lions, baby. Can't go against the Lions right now, man. The fact I
will not bet against the Lions. I love the Lions. It was a very close game.
Yeah.
But bet Lions, baby, and it comes out. Bet Lions.
I was mad, man. I saw the Bears up by, what was it, 11 points in like 3 minutes or 3 minutes left to go, and they came back.
Yep.
Yeah. So I kid you not, I was this close. Don't kid me now. This close from putting a bet for the Lions to come back and win that game.
Should have.
I know. I say it now, but then if they lost, I'd have been like, oh, it was a stupid idea. But you never know.
Yeah, Lions are going to win this game. Packers are coming off a win. They're going to come in cocky.
Yep.
Lions are gonna destroy them.
Think it'll be a close game or no? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it'll be a 1-2 score game.
Yeah. I'd second that as well. All right, the next game on Turkey Day would be the Commanders at the Cowboys. That is what everyone wants to watch.
At the best stadium in the nation, AT&T, baby. If you have Verizon, leave the stream.
That's awkward.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Cowboys.
Yes.
They're rolling, especially against bad teams, and they have a great schedule. So
correct. Yeah, I say Cowboys as well. I think they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns or more, unless they just don't show up to play. But I don't see that happening right now, especially with how the Cowboys are rolling. Their defense is phenomenal right now, and who knows? Maybe Bland will break the NFL record with most interceptions or most pick sixes in this game.
Give me 3 scores. Yeah. I think they're going to win by 3.
Yep. Because he tied the record, right? He didn't set the record
for
the most. Bland, most interceptions. Most pick sixes in a season. He has 6.
Sure.
He has 6. I'm pretty sure he tied it. Tied it. I'm almost positive. Just vouch with me with that, guys. All right, next game, Thursday night, 49ers at the Seahawks. Who do you have?
Give me 49ers. You bet against the 49ers a couple weeks ago.
I'm not doing it now.
I don't think you're going to do it
no.
in any week really coming up. So
no.
They look good. They look great. I don't know if you saw this, but Brock Purdy's numbers were insane. Again, he had 165 QBR. Brock is back. I'm excited to watch him. Granted, they're NFC, and it's hard to watch with the Eagles and the 49ers in the NFC with my Cowboys. But 49ers are good, man. They're going to be a
Correct.
steamroller going into this playoffs. They're going to be hard to beat.
I saw a conspiracy theory. You know how I like those. How each year they always give the Super Bowl logo, those colors, and it shows like
Yep.
who's playing in the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, God. What is the Super Bowl colors? I didn't even look it up.
Red and purple. 49ers and Ravens, baby.
I don't know about the Ravens, but
You heard it here, folks.
I don't know about the Ravens. I think it's going to be Chiefs and Niners.
Chiefs and Vikings. Based on colors. I'm kidding.
Hey, you never know.
I'm kidding. No, okay. Yeah, so we got the 49ers. And the last game, this will be the Friday night game, actually, at 3 p.m. Dolphins at the Jets. I am going to go with the Dolphins. I just think Jets are, I don't know. They're kind of losing it right now. I get it. They're going to have a new quarterback under center now, thankfully for them. Maybe they'll make them play better. I'm not sure. Time will tell. But I just think the Dolphins are too powerful for the Jets right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to have the same picks here. Dolphins because the Jets have a losing record.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins beat up on people that have a losing record, and they never show up against a winning record. So
Correct.
I'll take history on this and take the Dolphins, especially with Tyreek still getting 150 yards a game. It's just ridiculous. Slow down.
Correct.
He's on
Man's
pace
going
for
crazy.
2,000 yards
Jeez.
in a single season. So.
Well, it's what happens when you're fast and you just have a QB that has a good arm. So.
Yeah, well, the second he catches a ball, if no one's within 3 feet of him, he's going to get another 15,
It's one of these
20
things.
yards. Yeah,
The man that doesn't wear socks while plays.
he'll just take the fine.
He'll take both of the fines that he's had so
I'm
far.
just here so I don't get fined.
Well, yeah, no, those are the games this week. Before the Sunday games. We'll have to discuss internally on when we want to do the next show.
Mm-hmm.
It might be it honestly might be tomorrow night. It might be a tomorrow night show or a Friday night.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
Because of these games. So we'll help you guys. If you guys have any questions at all about waiver pickups on who you think between one or the other, please don't be afraid. Comment below. We love to answer these questions. We'll answer them in the comments, and we'll answer them also in the next show. So we'll put them in a segment. So other than that, that's all for our show today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week or great rest of your couple of days until you see us next. And next show, we'll have our stardoms, situms, and sleepers for you. But until then, we'll catch y'all later. See ya.